Hey everybody. So we are going to review all of these in class, but just in case you want to go back and refresh your memories, here is all of our rules on commas. Rule number one, you can use a comma after an opener. And here we go. So throwing his hands above his head, comma, Rocky knew he had won the fight. So Rocky knew he had won the fight. That's our main sentence, right? But if I say throwing his hands above his head, that's just extra good info that I have. But that can't stand by itself. That's kind of a dependent clause. Throw in the comma. That's a really strong sentence. I can even start sentences with my Awubis starters, like because Lady Gaga had a sore throat, comma, she couldn't sing the solo. So I can start sentences with words like because if I have a comma and a strong sentence that follows. Use a comma to set off an interrupter. That's like that little aside in the middle of a sentence. Like my favorite superhero, not including Spider-Man, is Iron Man. I can say that my favorite superhero is Iron Man, but I can give more information in the middle and really clarify my sentence. And that happens even better, I think, on this one. Timmy, the smallest kid in school, was the only person who could dunk a basketball. Also, make sure that those commas are sitting right next to the words, right? Don't let commas off on their own. Commas after closers. There's that Steve. That's a good sentence. I could end my sentence right there. But I can put in extra info at the end, which would not be able to be a sentence by itself. So there's that Steve, comma, blissfully unaware of the carnage he created. So that can be longer than my initial sentence. That's totally fine. Here's a shorter one. My least favorite character was voted off the show. So at least there's that. Obviously, so at least there's that as a fragment. But if I put in that comma first, I can throw that in at the end of my sentence. Items in a series. These are our lists. You guys are good at these. Getting to school on time, comma, paying attention during class, comma, and turning in all my homework are things I can do to ensure I get a good grade. That is right, good student. Jerry needs to buy flour, sugar, eggs, and chocolate chips in order to bake cookies over the weekend. Obviously, there are commas after each item, and there's a comma before the and, which signifies that I'm about to say the last item in my list. Use a comma and a fanboy for compound sentences. So, two good sentences that are able to stand on their own, but I'm combining them. I'd love to take out the trash, comma, but I have a lot of homework to do. So I'd love to take out the trash. That's a good sentence. I have a lot of homework to do. Also a good sentence. I have the ability to combine those. Here's another one. Maria was feeling festive, so she bought her Christmas tree early. Quotes. You guys have a little issues. You have to remember, you have to put a comma before you begin a quote. Here's an example. Angel wondered, comma, would it be okay if I had another slice of pizza? There is a comma before the quote begins. And then once the quote begins, that's the beginning of Angel's sentence. So it's capitalized. And then my ending punctuation, which in this case is a question mark, that's inside my quote. I can also do that with complex kind of sentences. I can put my name in the middle. Check this one out. Enzo, comma, shouted Miss Bankston, comma, stop barking during class. So Enzo stopped barking during class. I could say, I could put shouted Miss Bankston at the end, but I can break that up if I'm using my commas properly. And that's one sentence, so that's why I don't have this stop capitalized in the second part there. But Enzo, comma, and then again that exclamation point at the end, also in our quotation mark. Here's our last one. This one again is pretty easy. This is for dates and addresses. So for instance, on Friday, today's date is November 20th, comma, 2020. So there is a comma between the date and the year. And then if I'm doing a street address, Sherlock Holmes, there's the street, comma, the city, comma, and